Okay, my buddy Fury. So, I noticed that you have Dragon Slayer and a Rogers, and you just said you just got your Vega S class. My biggest thing, my biggest deal, I had a Rogers and I have Vega, right? And I'm way up there with leadership on my Vega. He's at 300k. Um, I removed Rogers from my equation because I wanted one commander with all of my leadership to hit as hard as I could. I don't need five, commanders trying to fight. It's nice to have another commander or two for utility purposes, but I find myself, hardly using them, especially in PvP. So I'm sitting there asking myself, what am I really doing? You know what I mean? I'm not using these other commanders. They're wasting my leadership. They're wasting my energy. They're wasting my resources and skills. Right? I can update and upgrade those skills at a later time. It doesn't matter. So I sit there and I stare. I have my Dragon Slayer. As you can see, I've got hardly any leadership on her. Why? She's a great commander. She has the ability with her shockwave skill to do massive amounts of damage to the enemy. I took her into peak contest, put all of my leadership onto her, and I'm getting my butt kicked. And you know what? I realized, I never used to use it because I didn't understand it. Like Vega, I main Vega for one simple reason. In peak contest, he reigns supreme because none of your hull matters in peak contest. So you don't get any of those added bonuses and buffs. So your gear, your skills, and this thing right down here, the awakening. The awakening for Vega is so cheap because of the commander that he is. You can unlock this skill. Each time you click on it, it will reset his attributes to either defense, resistance, weakening, crit wither, or dodge. I boosted him all the way up to 600%, and as you can see with my release 10s and all those events, I always have enough to keep him unlocked all of the time. Every 24 hours, it will auto awaken, which is that little button in the lower left-hand corner. If you click that, it'll auto renew. But when it auto renews, you're not guaranteed to have that same skill. So you have to check it every day to make sure that you have what you want, whether that's defense, dodge, or resistance weaken. Those are the three that I use that I find the most useful. And typically it's dodge or defense. Because if your opponent can't hit you and then you hit them with a breakdown, you're going to do a lot of damage. So what I would suggest doing is maining Vega if you're going into peak. Why do peak contest? You do peak contest, you gain rank. Each day that you get into the higher tiers as you progress, you get a monthly reward and then you get a daily reward just for fighting and getting rank. And then obviously you have all of these awesome rewards once you place, in the top 80 to 200, you can get a decent amount of magazines, resources, and some upgrade bots and a little bit of gold. It's awesome. It's very helpful in progressing your commanders. So that's useful. And then you can take those honor medals and you can come over here, you can get different gear, or you can get, again, those upgrade bots that are expensive and that help boost your gear and make you more of an effective commander. You can get more leadership magazines, or even you can get some Spirit Stone frags that'll eventually allow you to open up that third gem slot or fourth gem slot, which is game changing. So it's just some things to think about. If you want to be a PvP commander and you don't want to worry about peak, you don't feel like you're there, Dragon Slayer's your gal. If you have 20,000 leadership on her, she can still kill a lot of units. Granted, you're going to see those changes with tier 9. I wouldn't recommend going and attacking people with tier 7 or tier 2 with her. You're not going to get that out of her. You're better off going with somebody like Reinhardt or Rogers because you'll go immune and then start chipping away even with smaller sends. So again, depending what you're wanting to do, if you're wanting to get into peak, which I would recommend because I grind it always, that's basically a free $100 gift card every month that I play peak and I complete it. So Vega for peak, Dragon Slayer for your PvP matches if you have, your tier 9 or above.